Alright guys, we've just left Marahau, just halfway across Marahau the bay, heading up into the Abel Tasman, into what we call Astrolabe Roadstead. That's the stretch of water inside Adele and Fisherman Island, the two islands we can see up ahead of us here. I'm just going to put the hammer down and ruck straight up the proposed race course actually, so come with me. So generally pretty flat water through here, obviously sheltered by the islands. This is our typical northerly afternoon sea breeze. It's a thermal breeze, so it usually kicks in late morning. Builds can get quite snotty in the afternoons, up to 25 knots, but most of the time it's in the 15 to 20. So really champagne sailing conditions. So when I'm out, I normally string together a bit of a course from the low tide mark in front of home. There's a few boys already in the water there. Straight up towards Adele Island here. Good breeze down through the middle here. Does funnel a bit. Shifts, there's a couple of little bends in it. Oscillates as well. So quite a tactical course. Really long rubber beat up here obviously, which is really quite good. Just look it out. The short distance wise actually. A couple of nautical mile plus, probably between 2 and 3 I reckon. So just heading straight up towards Adele. Off the inside, middle of the island, there's a big sandbar. Comes straight in towards the shore, a couple of 100 metres. Well, the local harbour master's been kind enough to put a safe water mark, quite a big black and white buoy out off the end of it, well clear of it too, so makes a good top mark. Anyway, we're just going to keep rocking towards it. We'll go around it and shoot over to what I tend to use as a wing mark when I'm out practicing. That's if I even did get out practicing, of course. So breeze has stayed pretty steady up here. As you can see, further you come up into Astrolabe, the flatter the water gets. Probably fluctuating up and down, probably only about 3 knots actually at the moment. It's a pretty steady 15 to 18 I'd say at the moment. We're getting pretty close to the island here now. Sandbar comes out from that high point there, you can see a little beach in there. It's really clear, really obvious. Like I say, at all stages of the tide, safe water mark which we're coming up to here now isn't deep enough water to pass several boats deep around it at the same time and keep it a bit daddy man. Anyway, so approaching the mark here now, so it's a reasonable size mark. There it is there. So I'm going to come around it, just turning around it now. New course down towards Apple Tree Bay. That's the big bay there in front of us. Once again, courtesy of the local harbour master. He's dropped a big yellow 5-knot buoy in there. So we're on a reach here now. It's quite a tight one, this one in here too. So good snotty reach, which is always good sport. So we're heading in towards that. So yeah, 5-knot buoy, he drops them all the way up the coast to try and keep us water taxes under control. Marking in towards that, so nice scenic backdrop for the racing. That upwind leg we did coming up there is pretty much straight into the wind, so lots of opportunities for places to shift around on that leg. This one, it's just an awesome little ride across the bay, right in towards Apple Tree, beautiful golden beach. It's coming up in front of us, so it's bright yellow. show, but you can see it from right back over at the other mark. It's a good solid one. It's the only one of its sort off apple tree, so that's a fantastic wing mark. And then there's two options from there. For the second reach, I kind of have to, it's going to be really, really broad for almost a run. But what I do when I'm practicing, if I was ever to come out practicing, is I do that long beat all the way from Marahau up around that first mark by the sandbar, then first reach across. That is a wing mark, the yellow one behind us, and then I just come on down here. This is on mooring.
Echo Jaws calling Gavin from Aquataxi. Do you copy? Over.
So we're just sneaking down here. There's some batches just in here off the shore. Oh, got weird on the screen. A couple of holiday homes in there. Anyway, directly off them is a mooring. It's not a big buoy, but
who are you calling there, my friend?
And but it makes quite a good little bottom mark to do a little tight one.
Well, you're talking to speed up and
So I like using that as a bottom mark next. Come around it, and then it's not quite straight upwind to the top mark again if we go back across to the island. But it is still upwind. Like, you know, you've got to do a couple of tacks to get up there. So that's a good little triangle. So a typical course to me, a good course would be starting in Marahau, up around that buoy off the sandbar, the wing mark I mentioned, down around this one, then back up to that mark off the sandbar again, and then a flat run back down to Marahau and finish. Nice and easy. I'll carry on up through Astrolabe now though. So this is the stretch of water inside the islands. As you can see, it's just mint flat as. Now another option is to blend one or both the islands into courses for some of them. My proposal is that we actually mix it up, do a bit of both, get creative with the courses, and certainly having at least one race that comes up around the island. Potentially even does a figure 8 around them and then back to Marahau. And then another race can come all the way from Marahau, a little bit more of a, I guess a little bit of a scenic coastal race right up through here. There's another one of those 5 dot marker buoys that's right up in the top corner of Astrolabe, tucked in under the land, right up in here. Just going to carry on right up into that one. Wind does go a little bit light and certainly pretty shifty and puffy up in close to the land there, but once again opportunities for the boats behind to get back amongst it. There's nothing wrong with that, it's a good thing. I'll just put the hammer down a bit more. Beautiful beaches all the way up through here, so the scenic backdrop's amazing. Native bush obviously everywhere. There's a lot of kayaking and commercial boat activity down through this area here, but you know, we all working really well together. We try not to run each other over. We pass kayakers at a respectful distance. That would apply to paper tigers. Honking along at 10 plus knots as well, you know, no wide berth, and consider them as having right away. So we're heading right up into the top corner Astrolabe here now, pointing towards a little bay. You can see up in the corner there, it's called Water and Go. Coming into sight shortly, there's another one of these kind of hot boys.
Got recording, do you, John and Aya?
We're just passing it by.
Nope, see you then.
flat here now. Some nice gusts, but the lulls in between drop down to 5 knots even. And the wind's just shifting around, sometimes 15 to 20 degrees just for the final minute here. But like I say, really good opportunity for trailing boats to catch up to the leading boats, which is, like I say, a really good thing. So this mark, I propose, be included in one or some of the races. Certainly one. I'm going to actually come up to it and go around it. See, the wind's dropped right down to probably around 5 knots, maybe a little bit less here at the moment. Watering Cove in the corner there, so just coming around the 5 knot buoy so we can look back down where we came from. So that's looking back down Astrolabe Roadstead. So that's Adele Island out here. Fisherman's kind of tucked in a wee bit behind it now. And Mariel way back down that way. So quite a long race, but it'll be a real good one. All the way up here and then the run back down is an option. Anyway, we're on the move again. Alright, I'm going to get back to work. I've got people to pick up.